Next jQuery animation. Animation completed. And next jQuery stop method. jQuery stop method. A stop method. So the stop method is used to stop animations or effects before it is finished. Before it is finished. Okay, so this stop function works for all jQuery effects. This function works for all jQuery effects. Okay, stop method is the current animation being performed on the selected element. Stop method is the current effect or current animation or effect being performed on the selected element. Okay, so one example on stop method. Okay, here slide up and slide down example is there. Okay, and a slide toggle also is there, and we can add one more button. Input type equal to button, value equal to stop effect, and ID btn stop. Okay, so when you click on this button, so this stop method is stop the effect before it is finished. So dollar symbol hash btn stop dot click function and dollar symbol hash d1 dot stop. Okay, stop. So run this example. Okay, so click on slide toggle or slide up, and next stop this effect. Okay, so effect is stopped here before it is finished, and again you can click on slide up, and again you can stop. Okay, slide up and stop. So like this we can stop the animations. Okay, so this is the stop method for all jQuery effects. Okay, to stop the animation or effect. And next, chaining concept. in JQuery. Chaining in JQuery. Okay, so the chaining allows us to run multiple JQuery effects. Chaining allows us to run multiple jQuery effects, so within a single statement. Okay, so within a single statement we can run multiple jQuery effects like fade in, fade out, or slide down, slide up. Okay, so here in jQuery, so we have concept for chaining concept to run multiple jQuery functions. Okay, so it will work on these functions, so one after the other, the functions is executed. Okay, so the syntax is, so dollar symbol div1, okay, and slide up, and again dot slide down. Okay, so in single statement we are executing two functions, slide up and slide down. Okay, so training example, create one HTML form and copy this div tag. Okay, and CSS properties also. Okay, and next take on button, input type equal to button, and value mm, training for slide up and slide down, and ID, button ID, btn chain. So when you click on this button, two methods, okay, slide down and slide up, both are executed. Dollar symbol and hash btn chain dot click function. Next dollar symbol hash d1 dot slide up, slide up within 5 seconds, and next dot slide slide down within 5 seconds. Okay, so the effect duration is 5 seconds. So copy this, run this example. Okay, so click on this. So within 5 seconds, slide up animation is completed effect, and again slide down. Okay, both effects are executing in the same single statement. Okay, so within a single statement we are executing two functions, slide up and slide down. So this is the chaining concept, and we can work on slide down fading effects also, and hide and show also. And next, jQuery DOM manipulations. jQuery DOM manipulations. So jQuery DOM manipulations is very important. So this is very important concept. Important concept in jQuery. jQuery to manipulate the HTML DOM elements. Manipulate HTML DOM elements. Okay, here we have three methods. First one is text method. Second one is HTML method, and third one is val. Okay, so these are the three methods in DOM manipulations, jQuery DOM manipulations. So these are very important methods to read the data from HTML elements and to set the text to the HTML elements. Okay, for example, text method is used to sets are return the text content of selected element. Okay, so this text method used to sets or return the text content of selected element. And next, HTML method is used to sets or return the content of selected element and with including HTML markup elements also, including HTML markup elements also. Okay, HTML elements also, so returns from the content. And val method is used to return the sets or return the value from form elements, form fields, like text boxes. Okay, HTML controls, text box. Okay, so radio buttons, so checkbox, so like that. Okay, so to read the value from text box or form fields, we have to use val method. Okay, text method used to sets or return the text content, only text content of the selected element. So this HTML method is used to return the content of selected element, and this HTML method returns with including HTML elements also. So val method sets or return the value from the form fields. So one example on these DOM methods. text, HTML and val methods. So create take three buttons, type equal to button, value, get text content and ID, btn text and another button, input type equal to button, value, get text with HTML and ID, btn HTML, input type equal to button, value equal to only val and ID, btn val. Okay, and copy this div tag from here, div tag from here. Okay, and document ready function, and here button text. Okay, so when you click on this button, so this method, text method returns only text content of div element. Okay, when you click on this HTML button, so it will return the content with HTML elements also. If any HTML elements is there, so that elements also will display in the output. And this button is used to read the value from text box, okay, by using val method. So for example, in this div element, only content is there. There is no HTML elements. Okay, so only content is there. So for example, you can add some span, a span here, and okay, here in this div element there is a three span elements is there. Okay, here and here. Okay, so I want to display only text content of this div element by using text method, and I want to display with HTML elements also from this div. So we can use HTML method to retrieve the content with elements, HTML elements. So when you click on this text button, so it will display. Okay, so you can display alert box. In this alert box, dollar symbol, hash div1 dot text. Okay, so this is the alert box to display text content of div element. Okay, so when you click on this button, only text content is displayed in alert box. So run this example. Okay, so there is no HTML elements. only content is there. So when you click on this button, so display, okay, alert box with paragraph content. Okay, so in this p action and p1 action, my class action, so there is a span element in original text, in original div tag, but only text method retrieves only text content of div. Okay, so only text content retrieved from by using text method. If you want to display with the markup elements also, you can use HTML method, btn html dot click function, and same error box, dollar symbol, dash d1 dot html. Okay, so HTML method retrieves with HTML elements also. So refresh this example and click on text button. Okay, it will return only text content of the div tag, and when you click on this second button, so it will return in child elements also. Okay, HTML markup elements. And final one is val method. So for example, we can add one text box, input type equal to text box, and value is DOM methods. Okay, DOM method is the text in text box. And ID is txt1. Okay, so when you click on this button val, so by using val method, we can retrieve this value in our box. Hash btn val dot click function, alert, and dollar symbol, hash txt1 dot val. Okay, so DOM methods will display in another box. Okay, so text in text box. So click on button, DOM methods is there. For example, if you write anything here like Harsha, so click on button. Okay, so the text will retrieve in alert box. Okay, by using val method, we can retrieve the text from text box, or we can assign text to the text box also. So comment this alert box, dollar symbol, hash txt1 dot val method, DOM methods. Okay, so this text is attached to this text box. Okay, so text, we can set the text to the text box and we can retrieve the text from text box by using val method. So like this, HTML and text methods also. So these are the three DOM methods. And next concept is CSS manipulation. CSS manipulation. The CSS manipulation. So CSS manipulation also very important concept in jQuery to add CSS classes to the HTML elements or to remove the CSS classes from the HTML elements. So CSS manipulation is allows us to add CSS classes to the selected HTML elements or remove the CSS class from the selected element. So here we have uh, four methods. First one is add class method. Second one is remove class. Okay, so observe this capsulation, C caps. From in jQuery, from second word onwards, caps letter is there. Third one is remove class and toggle class, and fourth one CSS method. Okay, so these are the four important methods to manipulate the CSS in jQuery. So add class, this method allows us to add one or more CSS classes to the selected HTML element. And this method allows us to remove one or more classes to the selected classes from the selected HTML element. And next, toggle class is toggles between adding and removing classes from the selected elements. Toggles between adding or removing removing CSS classes from the selected elements. Select element. And this CSS method allows us to sets are return the style style attribute to or from the selected element. Okay, so these are the four methods: add class, remove class, toggle class, and CSS. Okay, for example, create one HTML form. First one is add class. So we can copy this div tag. Okay, div tag here, and one button. One button. So this button text is add class. Add class button is add class, and we can copy the CSS styles also. So here this is the class name. Okay, so not ID. So we have to create the classes, and we can remove. Okay, so div ID is div1 and div class. So we are not attaching this class name to the div element. Okay, when you click on this button, this class is attached to this div tag. So you can copy this one also. And here button add class, next dollar symbol hash d1 dot add class. In add class we can use double quotes or single quotes. div1 is the class name. Okay, here is the class name. So when you click on this button, we are attaching this class to this div element. Okay, by using add class method. So in this add class method we have to provide class name, CSS class name, so that when you click on the button, CSS class is attached to this div tag selected element. We run this example. Okay, first time there is no CSS class for this div. So when you click on button, CSS class is applied to the div tag. Okay, so first time no class. So div is empty without any CSS class. So when you click on this button, CSS class, okay, class equal to div1 is applied to this div tag. Okay, so like this we can apply CSS classes to the selected element.
So, sir,
Yes.
yeah, we can give almost event, right?
Why?
Instead of giving a button over there, we can give almost event right over there.
Yeah.
When you when you
Almost
when you
also,
put your mouse, yeah,
almost also we can use.
yeah.
Hmm. mouse over. Okay, mouse over. So whenever mouse over on that div element, okay, here
No.
div one. Okay, so directly it will apply to the div tag. Okay, so anything we can use here, click event or mouse events. Okay, so number of events is there like JavaScript. Okay, on mouse over, on mouse out. Okay, see here. Okay, mouse down, mouse enter, mouse leave. Okay, mouse move, mouse out, mouse up. Okay, so like this we can write. Okay, not only button, we can use these events also. And like this, remove class. Remove class. Same like copy this and paste here. So now we can remove this button. Here instead of add class, we have to use remove class. Okay, when our mouse over on that particular div tag, so this class is removed from selected element. Okay, here we have to call the CSS class before executing this. Okay, so already class is added. So if you want to remove whenever mouse pointer or on that particular div tag, so we can remove this div1 class by using remove class method. So run this. Okay, so class is removed from this. So like this, and mouse over and mouse out. Mouse out, and we can add a class. Add CSS class. Mouse out, mouse over. Okay, so mouse out, remove class, mouse over, add class. Okay, so like this we can apply. And one more, number of CSS properties, number of CSS classes we can add by using add class, and we can split this class into two classes dot div2. Okay, and we can provide here div2. Okay, so color, text color, and a padding and a border. Okay, so only text color is black color and there is no border. Add class. So div1 and div2. This is correct. Add class.
You changed all size.
Sorry.
You changed only for the style profile. I think you have to change for the body div one, div two.
Hmm. Div1 and div2.
And there is no div one and div two body, right?
This is the class name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these two are class names.
Okay.
Okay. This is correct, but it is not working. Okay. So like this, we can apply multiple CSS. Okay. Div1 comma space div2. The text color is white. Div2. So like this, two classes we can apply. For demo class. Remove class and add class. Only one class is removing. Div only border is remaining. Div2 and div1 is not removing. Not remove. Remove. Okay. So we will remove separated total div. Okay. So there is no div. Already here div1 class is there. Okay, so like this we can apply. Remove div1 and div2 and added div1 and div2. Okay, so this is the add class, remove class, and next toggle class. For toggle class, add one button, input, type equal to button, and value, toggle class, an ID, btn, toggle, dollar symbol, hash, btn, toggle, dot click, function, and dollar symbol, hash, d1 dot, toggle class, d1. Okay, so only d1 class is there. So when you click on button, class is added, and again you can click on this button, class is removed. So this toggle works between add class and remove class. Okay, so added and removed. And next CSS method. So CSS method allows us to set a return style attribute to or from the selected elements. So for example, we have one div tag or paragraph and sample content in this paragraph. So we can apply CSS properties from JQuery CSS method. ID is p1. So dollar symbol hash p1 dot mouse enter. Okay, mouse enter or mouse over, anyone we can use, and function and dollar symbol hash p1 dot css method. So in the CSS method we have to provide multiple CSS properties. To apply multiple CSS properties we have to use flower bracket, and the flower bracket uh, color, text color is triple F. Next, to apply multiple properties we have to separate with comma and double quotes, and we can increase font size for 20 pixel, and comma, background color, um, okay, red color. Okay, so check this syntax first. CSS method. In the CSS method, we are using flower bracket to apply multiple CSS properties, and this is one property and comma, another property comma, and another property. So when our mouse pointer over on that particular div tag, so this CSS classes to the apply to this paragraph. Okay, for background color and text color and font size. Okay, these three properties are applied to this paragraph. Okay, so like this, by using CSS method, we can apply CSS properties to the selected HTML elements. And the next, by using JQuery, we can add elements in runtime. Okay, we can add HTML elements in runtime. Uh, adding elements, adding elements. So here we have four methods: append method, and second one is prepend method, and third one is after, fourth one is before. Okay, so these are the four methods available to add HTML elements in runtime. Okay, to add HTML elements in runtime, we can use after and before, and append and prepend methods are used to add content to the selected HTML elements. The append method is used to insert content at the end of the selected element. The next prepend method is used to insert content at the beginning of the selected element. And after method is used to add content after the selected element. Next, before is used to add content before the selected element. Okay, before the selected element. So for example, I have one paragraph, okay, in my HTML form. So sample paragraph is there. Okay, so in this paragraph, some content is there. Okay, so I want to add, okay, I want to add external content. When you click on the button, input type equal to button, value, append text and id, btn, append. You can copy this. So button click. So we can add content to the paragraph. So when you click on the button, okay, after, so at the end of the selected element, p1, append method. In append method, you can provide additional content to add. Okay, so this content is added at the end of the paragraph. So in this area, added. So run this example. So click on button. So this content is added to this paragraph. Okay, so this text content is added to this paragraph selected element. And next, prepend method. So prepend method is used to insert the content at the beginning of the selected element. For example, I want to add this content at the beginning of the paragraph. Okay, here in this area, I want to add this content. Dollar symbol, hash, btn, prepend, dot click, function, hash, p1, dot prepend. With bold. Okay, so again add one more button, prepend, and this is the button ID. Okay, so sample example paragraph is there. So when you click on this button, this text is added at the end of the paragraph, and when you click on this button, this content is added at the beginning of the paragraph. Okay, so this is the content, and this is the added content. Okay, append and prepend. So and next, I want to add one more paragraph before this paragraph. Add one button, before, one more button, and after. And dollar symbol, hash, btn, after, dot click, function and dollar symbol hash p1 dot after we can add one more paragraph. Okay, so with this content uh, second paragraph. Okay, so after this paragraph is added. So when you click on after button, and for before this paragraph we can add one more paragraph. Hash btn before dot click function dollar symbol and dash p1 dot before paragraph. Okay, we can add any element. Okay, we can add any element. First paragraph. Okay, so when you click on this button, so paragraph is added before this paragraph. So when you click on this button, after button, so one paragraph is added after complete this paragraph. So from this example, so sample paragraph here. So before, okay, first paragraph is added. So when you click on after button, so second paragraph is added. Okay, after and before. So after button, after method added HTML element after complete the selected HTML element, and before method added one more paragraph at the beginning of the, okay, before the selected element, and append and prepend. Okay, so these are the four methods to add HTML elements and to add content in runtime. Okay, so this is the added paragraph, and this is first paragraph, and this is second paragraph.